Hi there guys, welcome to my channel Divine Truth Tarot. I wanted to do a quick check-in for you this evening as we approach the full moon in Libra tomorrow. So I'll be doing a separate video especially about that full moon because there's a lot to say about it. It's bringing in a lot of justice to the planet and into these connections. And it has to do with, the balancing of scales. Libra is all about balance. And we could really use a dose of that in the world right now. But tonight's video is just going to be a quick check-in with the divine masculine, divine feminine. So thank you guys for all the new subscribers I've received over the past several days. I really appreciate your support, and to all of my subscribers who have been with me for a while, thank you so much. The channel is growing. It's really exciting to see. We are an incredible supportive community, and I can't wait to see us grow and grow. If you are after a personal reading, if you'd like a personal reading with me, I offer several different types of readings, including true purpose readings, twin flame readings, and just regular readings in regards to your personal life, your career, etc. You can reach out to me at the email. It's in every description box below each video. I also offer true purpose coaching sessions. I've been working with organizations for 6 years and individuals for 3 years. So if you'd like to work with me either way, just drop me an email in the description box below. Okay. Give me a second, guys. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. Okay, we're gonna get started here. I probably am going to look into getting a different type of camera or tripod for these types of readings until I decide to show my face again. So if anybody has any recommendations, let me know. Sorry about that. So we're gonna get started. Thank you guys for being with me tonight. So the first card that I pulled for the masculines, this is from the Sacred Spirit Oracle deck by Anna Stark, was expansion 16, which reduces to 7. So these are firstly just beautiful cards, and there's so much to take in, with each image that's portrayed on the cards. But what I really love about this is, it says educate your mind and senses, but if you really look closely here, what's happening is there's a new earth being birthed, literally, and there's a lot of red, there's a lot of root chakra energy, which means that we are all really working on grounding ourselves because we all feel really out of balance and out of whack at this time. There's a lot of orange for sacral chakra as well. And I do see a lot of pink, which can indicate heart chakra energy. So what I feel like is going on with Mother Gaia, with our earth right now, is that we are really expanding in consciousness, and we're rising in consciousness, and we are creating a new world order. And as we do that, our senses are expanding. The very definition of who we are is expanding. So this was a card I chose for the masculines. And what I really feel like is going on with the masculines right now is this burning away of the past and burning away of who they thought they had to be, and allowing them to come into the truth of who they actually are, of their real authentic self. It's a very painful process, and it literally feels like they're being pulled apart at the seams. So a lot of readers are channeling this as well, and we're all on the same page, and that we feel like the masculines are really going through it right now. So they are in need of our love and our support, regardless of what's going on in the 3D, regardless of if the 3D is pleasing your senses or not, or pleasing your ego. The masculines are going through it. In fact, tonight in particular, I feel a lot of raw energy. I feel a lot of nervous energy. I feel like a lot of these masculines are really on the verge of making significant changes and decisions in their lives, ones that they've likely held off on for quite some time. And it's really affecting their nervous system. They're under a tremendous amount of stress because they know what they need to do in order to move forward, and they know what they want their life to look like, but they're really having trouble. I shouldn't say having trouble. They are in the midst of an identity crisis, if you will. It is a dark night of the soul that I'm feeling coming on really strongly right now. So Tower moment in Dark Night of the Soul and in identity crisis. Sorry, my cat is going absolutely crazy. My cats are picking up on the energy of the nervousness, and they're also picking up on the energy of the cabin fever that I've had now for going on a week and a half, as we all have. So yeah, this is the energy of the masculines really coming to terms with who they are and the fact that they're so much more than a mortal being. But this is uncomfortable because they've spent their lives really building their 3D worlds, building their wealth, building their castle, accumulating wealth, accumulating possessions, material possessions, and really making a name for themselves in the 3D world. And what the whole world is experiencing right now is that the things that we thought mattered don't matter. And so the masculines are feeling this as well. The feminines have already come to terms with this, and some of you have been there for quite some time. And then others are just waking up. So we're all at different points in our process. But for the most part, the feminines have already gone through the dark night of the soul. And so they've already experienced this. So you know what it's like to go through that. It's very scary. And the masculines don't, for the most part, have anyone to turn to. So they're really going through this alone. And although they need to go through it alone and solo, and they need to feel the absence of the feminine in order to truly be transformed, they really need to feel the absence, but they need to feel you on the 5D. So even if there's an absence in the 3D, which for most twins right now, due to the global circumstances, there's that 3D separation, but they really need to feel you on the 5D. So the other card that came up for the masculines was align your universe. This is number 1. So I thought that was really interesting because this really speaks to independence. This really speaks to them, really starting to come to terms with who they are, and they are navigating out distractions. First of all, the distractions have been removed for them thanks to global quarantine, but they are removing distractions. And what I feel like is going on here is this is a really busy mind. So their minds are generally in 1,000 places at once. They're multitaskers. A lot of them are type A. They're workaholics. They are masters at distracting themselves from their emotions and from what their heart feels. And a lot of them have been living from the mind and the head instead of the heart. And so there hasn't been a coherence of heart and mind, or brain and mind. Heart and mind, yes. There hasn't been that coherence, but it's starting to become clearer to them, because what they're doing is, for those of them, if they're locked away with a karmic partner right now, what they're doing is they're finding solo time. So they're going outside if they have a yard. Maybe they're offering to go to the grocery store. They are spending quiet time in solitude. They're finding ways to distract themselves so that they can really get their head clear on what it is they truly want, so that they can align their new world and their new life with who they truly are, with their authentic self, which of course would place them in the path of the feminine, because the feminine is their aligned partner and aligned connection. And they know this on a deep level, even if you're seeing no actual signs of it in the 3D. So this is what I feel like is going on. I just noticed this. Oh my gosh, this is really incredible. So if you notice, it's almost like there's two masculines here, but I see this as being the same person. So this is him kind of getting distracted, and this is him starting to really tune in to his universe. And then you see the feminine here. So can you see the feminine and the image? So the feminine is watching over the masculine, and of course she's calling him home with her light, and she is on his mind. So this is definite validation that you are on his mind all the time, 24/7, even if there's, again, no physical actual proof or validation of it. The proof and validation needs to be in your heart and in the 5D. So for the feminine, the energy that's coming up is Guardian 19, which reduces to 10, which reduces to, interesting, to 1. So another 1 card here. So both feminine and masculine are really on their own path right now, their own personal pathways. to healing and to find each other, and of course to come back together in union, because 1 + 1 = 2. So guardian, guard your energy. I do believe that in yesterday's reading, the masculine got the wolf. So in today's reading, the feminine is getting the wolf. And what a beautiful wolf this is. The wolf is wearing art. So I feel like that's a form of protection. So the feminines may be really delving into their creativity as a form or a way to protect their energy. You can see there's a shield around the wolf here. And you can see that the wolf is being protected by the spirits, by the sun and by the moon. And of course, we have a full moon coming up tomorrow. So it's no mistake or no coincidence that it's showing up in the reading, as it often will do. And you see another, wolf, another ancestor, or that could be just a soul tribe member off in the distance. But this is really about the feminine guarding her energy, especially from anybody in the 3D who doesn't understand the connection, who has tried to sway her away from her beloved, or just anybody with energy that feels like it's misaligned with who she's quickly evolving and growing into. Even if you felt like you're awake on this journey, you likely got a jolt of evolution just in the past few weeks, as all of our worlds came crashing down around us and we were forced to really go within. So we are really learning that our energy is precious and that we need to conserve it, because we have big roles and big jobs in this world and the new world that we're creating. And we need to ensure that we have the energy to help those that we are supposed to help, and that we're not just freely giving our energy away anymore, because we're no longer the wounded healers that we were told that we were. We are rising up, and our ancestors are helping us, because the wolf is always connected to Native Americans and ancestors, and we are protected the entire way. So the other card I got for the feminine energy is number 4, awakened spirit, desire to change. So the feminine is fully awakened. Again, you might have felt like you were awakened, but I don't know about you guys, but I got a jolt of awakening and just jolts of clarity over the past several weeks. And everything started to click and everything started to make sense. It is really incredible and really empowering. So the feminine is an awakened feminine, and she does wish to change. She wants to change the world. She knows that that's part of her purpose, her divine soul purpose, and her divine soul contract. And I do see this as a really empowered feminine who knows the power of that she can transform what she sees. And she also has power in her hands. So a lot of you are healers out there. You work with your hands. You're either artists or maybe energy healers or writers. And that's how you're going to change the world. But I do see a significance here with the eyes. So it's in the way that we choose to look at the world and that we choose to see things. So some really beautiful energies. Next, we are looking at the Sacred Rebels deck. This is, again, you guys know this, if you've been listening to my readings, one of my favorite decks. So we're starting again with the masculine energy. And these are messages I asked, what is the masculine wish to convey to the feminine? So we have 33, which reduces to 6, heaven sent. So the masculine, this is how he sees his feminine. He sees you as being very angelic at this time, being very pure in consciousness. And, that's the feminine calling her masculine home. So you are on his mind all the time. He is constantly receiving the call. He's receiving the pull and receiving the call to come back home to his true divine counterpart. And he just sees you as being very calm and serene. He knows that you are the only one that truly understands him. And he remembers, he's remembering, I just had a download. He's remembering the lifetimes that you've shared together. And he's remembering what that felt like to be with you lifetime after lifetime. And he's remembering in this lifetime what it feels like to be in your arms and to be embraced by you and to receive your kisses and to make love to you and to really feel the love that you pour into each encounter. He's remembering this. He is likely having visions of past lives or feelings or sensations that are really potentially triggering him into deeper healing and a deeper awareness and knowing of what this connection is and exactly who you are to him. So again, if he had an inkling of who you were to him, or if you've discussed twin flames, or he knew that this was a soul connection, well, he really understands now that this is a soul contract and a soul connection with a much deeper meaning and purpose. And he is receiving the call to come home. So the next card that I received for the masculines is receiving. And I just was talking about receiving, so that's funny. He is receiving the call. He is receiving the call to come home. So we're just going to leave that card at that. And he is focusing on the light. So as I stated, he's focusing on the light of the feminine. You know, these cards, this is all about what he's starting to see with his own two eyes, what he's starting to really feel, and how he's really starting to tune in. He's starting to focus on the light more than the dark, which means he is starting to understand just how powerful this connection is, and this pull, this magnetic pull to you is, because it's a soul pull. It's not a carnal pull. It's not just lust. This is deep, true affection and love. Now, the feminines are feeling quite tender at this time and quite surrendered. And I do think that this is in part due to the Libra full moon that we have tomorrow, because Libra is a very feminine sign, and Libra is very much the sign of balance and moderation and equality, balancing the scales of justice. And so I really see this as just such a calm feminine and a calm presence. And of course we have 20, which reduces to 2, the sign of partnership. But she's really feeling quite tender at this time. So tender thoughts toward her masculine, as both counterparts are really feeling tenderly towards the other. And she is guarding this new birth of herself, of this connection, and of course the new earth that's being birthed. She's guarding all of these rather vigilantly, and she's really being tasked with dropping into her true feminine nature in order to create the loving circle of light surrounding the earth. She's meditating. She's really focused on her mission right now, her mission to heal the world and her mission to help awaken others. And then we have legacy of light. So to me, this speaks of spirit babies. And I know I don't talk about spirit babies a lot, but spirit babies are children that are on the other side, that have already chosen you and your divine counterpart as their parents. So I do see for a lot of you that the spirit baby is definitely coming through quite strongly here, and is speaking and letting you know that there's a legacy of light. So this is, grandmother or grandparent. This is you, and this is your spirit baby. Or if you have children, this potentially could be your child. But I strongly feel like this is a spirit baby that hasn't yet been born, but is destined to be born. And this is all about ancestral power and ancestral familial, the lineage, that's left from lifetime to lifetime and generation to generation, and understanding that you're a part of such a powerful lineage, divine feminine. And then I asked about the energies of the connection. And I love this card. It's defend to the end the worthwhile. So both counterparts are really in defensive mode here about the connection. They're defending the connection potentially to family and friends. They're defending it to their egos. When your ego pipes up and tries to tell you whatever it tries to tell you, I'm not even going to go there, but they're defending this connection because they know that this is the answer to what the world is desperately in need of right now, which is compassion and love and surrender and true power, which comes from all of us joining hands and working together, which is what we were designed to do on this earth. And we've gotten so far away from that. So the feminine is defending her connection, and anyone that tries to, and for the masculine as well, both counterparts. So anybody that tries to come in between the connection is not going to be met very pleasantly by either counterpart, because they're very, very much in the mode of yearning and longing for the other. And both counterparts are learning to trust themselves, because of course, if we don't trust ourselves, it's really impossible to trust anybody else or to allow anybody else to come in and to come forward towards us. So both counterparts are really setting in their independence right now and on their own paths and journeys right now, as was designed to be, while we walk our solo paths for time being, so that we can reunite when we're more healed and more whole, and when those karmic contracts have ended and karmic cycles are, have ended, so that we can come together and start that fresh new beginning with each other. So not only are they learning to trust themselves, but they're learning, each counterpart here, divine feminine, divine masculine, is learning to trust the other, learning to trust in the process, learning to trust in life, learning to trust in a higher power or God or the universe, and learning to trust in this connection, in that it was divinely created and it is divinely guided and divinely ordained as well. So it is destined to happen. There's lots of theories out there, but I strongly feel if you've met your counterpart in this lifetime physically, you are destined to be with your counterpart. You are destined to come into physical union, physical 3D union, not just 5D union, because the world, what's happening right now in the world is so epic and so incredibly powerful, the shift that's taking place. The twin flames, we are at the forefront, the 144,000 original twin flames, we are at the forefront of creating this massive shift and change. And we are very powerful on our own, but we are so much more powerful when we have stepped into our personal power and then come together as a union and as a team. So if any of you out there are in doubt, I strongly encourage you to drop into a space of trust and faith. That's what we're really being asked to do right now with this card. So I hope this reading has given you a sense of peace in your heart and clarity. It's so amazing because I wasn't sure I was going to be able to do the reading tonight because I was feeling so jittery and anxious. And now that I've done the reading and I've been able to channel some of that energy, I actually feel much calmer. So I hope that's conveyed. I'm wishing you guys lots of love and strength and a peaceful sleep tonight. And I will be back tomorrow with the Libra full moon reading. So join me for that. And if you're new, please subscribe. Please do like the video. Please comment. Please share. All of these things really help the channel. They help my channel to grow, and they help me to be able to deliver even more incredible content to you guys. Have a beautiful night, and I'll see you tomorrow.